What is going on, true believers? In the spirit of Matty B, he asked me to come on the show shirtless. I'm not sure what for. I have no idea what's going on here, but we need to talk. So here we go. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin because I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves. I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves. I'll break your crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
Uh-oh.
What's going on, everybody? Got a new t-shirt design. I wanted to show it to you today. Don't stop believing. What are you waiting for? Go to the store, order a shirt. Now back to the show. All right, guys. So that's a little bit old. I got new shirts since then. Better shirts, sweeter shirts, nicer shirts overall. Hope Matty B was able to get his lotion for that intro and do his thing. So I want to talk to you guys about a few different things. And I've struggled with this for the last couple of days because I didn't really know what to do or say. And it's no secret. I don't think for most people that views are down through most of crypto and stuff like that, or at least for me, been pretty down and stuff like that. So I got hacked. Is again, by the way, I got hacked again last week. I had a situation that came up, and all of my crypto was stolen, basically, and it was an AI related hack, and it was my fault. 100% my fault to begin with. Okay, and if anybody wants to help, you can reach out to me on Twitter or X or anything like that. If you want to make a donation, I'll give you a new wallet. So I appreciate, and by the way, the reason that I bring that up is because I've had something very, very simple here. And I want to say this. So I got hacked, and what it was a Zoom hack. Now, here's what happened in the Zoom hack. So Cointelegraph actually had an article about it not that long ago, and I didn't see it, and I didn't know, to be fair, I didn't even consider it as a thing. And when the guy sent me the link, it looked kind of suspicious, but not completely, because I've seen something like that with Zoom before. So it was sophisticated, if nothing else. And what they did is they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, bro, do you want to join our team for a crypto?" And I said, "I have no interest in joining your team for a crypto. I have no interest in that at all." And then he said, "All right, well, would you be interested in doing a promo?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'd be interested in promotional stuff. That's what I do. So I'll certainly hear that." And he's like, "Okay, so let's have a Zoom call and we'll talk about it." So I go to the Zoom call and the Zoom doesn't work. It's just a spinning circle, but it looks like it's an official Zoom thing. And then when you click the link to download it, it actually goes to the official Zoom site. But what it does is it deploys a virus when it's transferring over, and it looks like you're going to the Zoom site to download, but the Zoom installer with the same name as a Zoom installer is going to your computer. And then when you install it, it takes your stuff. So all my chick coins gone. all my MSI gone, all my API 3 gone, all my DevvE, including DevvE that I had staked, absolutely gone. They like this was and it wiped out multiple wallets. Now, when that happened, let's let's explain. I reached out to almost everybody. And look, this is embarrassing. Okay. It is certainly embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's very, very embarrassing. So I didn't want to say anything to anybody, but then the part of me that doesn't fit into crypto, okay? And that part is honesty. I don't like being dishonest with you, the audience, or anybody else. I hate that. Okay. But I went live on Friday. We had a show. I didn't mention it. It had already happened. I was going through a lot, and I didn't know what to do or say. And I rely on the fact that things will work themselves out. The fact that I'm a trusting person, it kind of sucks. Okay. Because I believe in the best in people. So I reached out to every cryptocurrency to let them know what had happened, to let them know, hey, this is what's gone on, and I apologize. And by the way, I don't hold I don't hold enough of of crypto to get absolutely wrecked or anything. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything like that. But it left me struggling for a couple of days. No. And look, I'm nervous right now, even talking to you guys. But it was kind of devastating. And but there's no way other than forward for this. Okay. There's no way other than forward. I can't go back. I can't once it's happened, there's not much you can do. And in fairness, it was a really it was really and mine, you know what? It happened to me in Coinbase Wallet and Phantom Wallet. The first thing that they did was bleed the Phantom Wallet completely dry. And then the second thing was, and if there was a MetaMask wallet, it would have been MetaMask too. So it's an ERC-20 hack is basically what it is. And by the way, just so you guys understand here, I did not have my seed phrase on my computer. There's no way they could have gotten the seed phrases or anything. They just were able to get into my account once they deployed it, and once they did that, and they just set it to drain those wallets. And that was the end of it. Okay. So again, a little nervous when I'm talking about this, but and then I wiped the computer, reset everything back up, ran rootkit, et cetera, right? So anyway, let me get on to the point. And this is the point that kind of sucks. Okay. In crypto, you make a lot of friends. And I have a lot of people that I know. I have a lot of people, and just to be honest with you guys, I'm not a great friend when it comes down to it. I'm kind of into myself, if you will. I do a show here, and then I go do a Chicago Bears show, and then I do some single content, most likely Luna Classic stuff like that. I did Luna Classic already this morning, and then I go work out. I kind of work on myself, try to get better shape and stuff like that. Okay. And just kind of waiting for that bull run to happen. Now, in the meantime, this platform, YouTube, used to pay between $2 and $3 and $4 and $5,000 a month. My last check from YouTube was $800. It's almost not worth doing anymore. Okay, so there's got to be some changes because I can't keep going at this sort of rate to begin with. Okay. So what I'm doing to produce content is not working, and it starts with this show because this is kind of the main hub of what I'm doing, and it's not attracting new viewers. Part of the reason for that, by the way, is I'm doing what I want, not what other people want. And that's a problem for the YouTube algorithm. So you're going to be seeing me upgrade my thumbnails first so that people are excited about clicking. You're going to see some crazy clickbaity things from me, I think, going forward. The intro to the video, because if you hover over stuff, you have to have, you have to be way more exciting at the very beginning of your videos and stuff like that, so that people who are hovering over can look at it for a second, they can listen to it, they can get intrigued. So you'll be seeing some changes from me in that regard. Shows are not going away. I'm not, what I'm saying? Like I'm not getting rid of, uh, I'm not getting rid of the shows. Um, but there's going to be more content coming out. There's going to be different content coming out. One of the things, and what I struggled with when I was having this conversation originally with myself in my internal mind. And by the way, this is the hack here. There's multiple different places that we're talking about the hack. So I should have known, and it came from X. So Elon Tusk, you owe me a Tesla, you asshole. So anyway, that's what happened. I ended up getting just absolutely wrecked here. And then going forward, let's talk about CZ Binance and get off of this, because it annoys the shit out of me to even have to talk about it. But CZ Binance coming out pretty soon. I assume he's probably going to hire me, and all the problems are going to be solved. But I don't know that's the case. I'm just kidding. In fact, we're going a little bit ahead. And then, by the way, for those of you that are in LUNC, and thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do. And that's why I do this show, by the way, for tips and stuff like that. And that's how these live streams work. And to be fair here, guys, I will show you. I don't want it to be kind of hidden or anything like that. I think at this point, we might really want to just kind of, here's what's happening. Here's the analytics. Let's pop that down. There we go. You guys can see. So my estimated revenue is down even more than it was last month. Subscribers are 100 less than usual. Watch time is 2.5K less than usual. Watch hours, 25,000 views less than usual. Taking it a step further and coming down to the bottom here, you can see by this point, I usually put out more videos. So I'm usually in that 65 to 76 range. I've only put out 53 because what I was trying to do is stick to, like 2 pieces of content per day instead of 3 per day and stuff like that. And what I had tried to do was, make some videos. I even hired my son to do some stuff for me, and things like that. And it just really, nothing has been working to that point. Okay. Now, and that's not you guys. I appreciate every one of you guys and your support. But what I do is I come down here and I go look at somebody like, let's just say Crypto Zombie. 28,000 views. Hadn't put out a video in 12 days, but 28,000 views. All he talks about is Bitcoin. So annoying as hell, by the way. Because I don't know if I put out better content or not, but and then BitBoy, Ben's getting 16,000, 32,000. You know what I mean? There's views coming in over here. They're not huge. By the way, we should be honest here and say, views are a struggle. Crypto Banter, here we go, 13,000, 18,000, 46,000. That's by the way, remember guys, I showed you I had 50,000 views. He had 50,000 in one video. Okay. So successfully built an audience and massaged that audience. And look, I don't like Rand. He's lied to you. He's manipulated you. He's been disingenuous. But one thing that I point out here is look at those thumbnails. I really like the thumbnails, and he's using, I think it's Adobe Lightroom or something like that. So, there's and here's the thing, like Brian says here, everybody's views are down, and that's fair. Like, it's fair to say that, everybody's views are down, but the point to it is mine are down to a point where, again, 46,000 views, 28,000. This is yesterday. So just consider they had 21,000, 28,000, 46,000, 18,000, and then there was 13,000 right here. So in the course of 24 hours, they had more views than I had all month so far. So, that's what I struggle with. Altcoin Daily, I'm not in the league of Altcoin Daily, but I mean, guys, 135, 150. The people are out there watching. They're just not watching me. So I got to do something different. George, look at this. George got the ugliest meme. He's got the ugliest thumbnails in all of crypto. The ugliest, right? Not because of his face, but because he doesn't put any work into him. I mean, if you look at it, he puts his face into everything, which is fine. But I mean, if you look at income, like I do stuff like this one that says incoming over here. I do stuff like you ready and stuff like that. But again, 31,000, 41,000, 45,000. You know, they built an audience. You know what I mean? So I know, and I understand, by the way, I know that I will get there. I believe that you guys and a lot of you guys have said stuff. You're right. You're right. I do know that my channel will grow, but part of that growing is I have to do something better. I have to improve the content. I owe you guys. I owe you guys uh, improving the content so that you guys have a more engaging and a more fun time. Part of that, by the way, is all of this shit's going to go bye-bye. I'm going back to green screens, and we're going to have a little bit more fun with what I'm doing. All right. I'm well, let me rephrase this. Today I'm not going out and buying anything, but over the next couple days, I'm going to be buying some paint, and I'm going to repaint this black wall, 2 coats, by the way, but we're going to paint it green. Unless somebody donates like 5 ETH, then we'll do whatever. But we're going to paint this whole thing green, and we're going to change. We're going to change a lot of things over here. Also, if you guys didn't know, um, uh, I've been a friend. We're going to probably do some stuff together. So I'll have a co-hosting sort of show. It won't start here. It won't be in the morning, but I'm going to have a co-hosting show. I'm going to double down, start producing more content or more directed content. Some of these videos in the morning will be broken up in the evening into shorts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just so anyway, you know what? Let me and by the way, I have disconnected everything in my computer from crypto. Okay. So you won't see me doing too much except centralized exchanges on this channel in relation to making trades or anything in crypto, because each time, and I was hacked twice, by the way, for those of you who don't know, each time it's because of that. It's because I'm connected to the internet and they're attacking me through through my PC, not through my phone. So I'm going to go right now to, because everybody keeps kind of asking here, and I'm going to post into this thread right now on X, because I haven't changed, by the way, because I don't have access to all of it. All right. If you're on X, then you can see my wallet ends in F88E. It ends in F88E. And I just posted it on X. So if you want to make a donation, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for your support. And look, it humbles me to have support. And that's really what I wanted to end up saying here. And it's taken me a long time to get to it, because this kind of shit makes me real nervous. Okay. But I reached out to everybody I know in crypto quietly. And I said, hey, look, bro, I got hacked. It sucks. Can you help? And I'll be honest with you. Apparently, I'm really bad at friends, because the one person, no questions asked, no questions asked. The one person who stepped up and said, "Bro, I got you. I will. I will. We're going to partner again for next month. I'm going to pay you right now." And that was Pablo Crow. Okay, one person that stepped up. Now, when I say that, I realized there was actually one more person that stepped up, and it was Coins Chick. She immediately, and by the way, I got liquidated for 6 million CCC. 6 million CCC. And I thought, oh shit. You know what I mean? Then They broke into my other wallet and got another 1.5 million. So I lost 7.5 million CCC tokens. And what did she do? She immediately sent me a million more. You know what I mean? And that's I appreciate their support. These are the people, these are the real people in this space. These are the people that I owe everything to, right? I had almost 2 billion, I think it's 2 billion or something like that MSI. So imagine how I've been feeling, you you monkeys, all weekend watching you guys pump the shit out of this chart. Like, and here's the thing, by the way, I guess I should mention this. It's not like I was going to sell anyway, because I think that MSI is special. I just don't think it's the right time for the market. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the right time for that market for the absolute explosive sort of move that comes in cryptocurrency. But if there's one now, and by the way, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. I used to think it was Volt, and I still think Volt is going to be a billion market cap project. But MSI, I think, is on a special trajectory. And I'm not just saying that because of Pablo helping me out when I needed it the most. Okay. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because everything that they seem to be doing is designed for him to prove every doubter, every hater wrong, and he's willing to back it up with his own pocket. And that's incredible. It really, really and truly is. And you know what, by the way, I'll just in case here, I'm gonna pop in here. Again, I got to do this by phone because I can't do it um, because I can't do it otherwise. But I mean, I think that Pablo is willing to, the fact that he's willing to stick his neck on the line for this project. He who shall not be named. You're right. So let me explain what happened. They got it. They took my wallet, and it was 6 million. It was 6 million CCC. Yeah. And that at the time was $700. And I thought, okay, well, that's fine. Like I'll tolerate that. I absolutely hate that fact. It's annoying the absolute shit out of me. However, I'll accept that as a loss and I won't mention it. Well, then I went into my other wallet and they had liquidated the entire thing. Matter of fact, the only thing left, hold on, I'm gonna take a screenshot so that I can show you what they did. And and I think most of you are gonna laugh when you see it. Just give me a second here. All right, it's gonna take me a second to migrate this over. But when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that is ridiculous. There we go. The only token, well, the only ERC-20 token that they didn't take. You're gonna some of you who have been around long enough, you're gonna love this one. And you might be asking yourself, why is it still in your wallet to begin with? And it was because I got wrecked off of it and I just didn't want to remove it yet because they're supposedly doing a relaunch of some sort. But here we go. This is what my wallet looks like today. The only thing in that wallet that didn't get stolen was 3 cents in Ethereum on Arbitrum, 6 cents worth of Tether. They took the rest of it, by the way. I just gotten paid for a promo. So there was like $1,000 in Tether there, and that was taken. And then 0.015 Gotti, or $4 in Gotti token. And then Lillian tokens. And by the way, it's not even worth $242. You can't be cashed out. It's a dead project. You can't buy it, you can't sell it, you can't do anything with it. So they took everything else. And I mean, yeah, what can I say from there? They took everything and left me kind of holding the bag, and the only bag they left me holding was Lillian goddamn tokens, which, by the way, is supposed to be relaunching as MetaChain X or something like that. MedChain X. I don't know what's called, but that's supposedly getting ready to relaunch. So, but anyway, I mean, back to the long and short of it. To answer he who shall be named, it was because originally that's what they did. They immediately liquidated that wallet. And here, like an idiot, I thought, well, obviously my Coinbase wallet is protected because I look at it immediately afterwards and the money's still there. And then it didn't come out. So I was like, you know what? Maybe they just couldn't hack the Coinbase wallet. And then I even joked, I was like, I can't believe the Phantom wallet was the one. Like maybe Phantom just really sucks. No, it was not. They had liquidated everything. And then, of course, I didn't get into my wallet for like 2 or 3 days. That's really what happened, is I wasn't looking in my wallet. And then Thursday night, this past Thursday night, I needed to take out money. I needed to take out money to pay some bills and stuff like that. And guess what? I can't pay my bills because it just got, it was all stolen. So, I mean, you know, look, I'll rebuild. Shit will happen, you know, shit happens. Oh well, I mean, I don't know what, you know, and by the way, it, like Maddie's saying, so, and here's what I think. So here's what I think ended up happening. And from what I understand, this is a sophisticated hack. And what they do is once they're in here, they're immediately able to access the wallets, and then they just send in buy orders or transfer orders, and they transfer the crypto out of those wallets. And that was it. They once they had control, that was the end of it. And they transferred everything out. And by the way, they don't need a seed phrase because they're literally in your computer is what I think, you know, the whole thing was. So there we are. That's what happened. And it looks like to me they're going after ERC-20. That seems to be the thing. There is some security places where you can go and you can kind of check the stuff out, and you know, you can see, and you know, it's, I don't know what else to say from that point. Except, I mean, we're going to rebuild. I'm going to rebuild the wallet. You know, I mean, you know, look, I'll be honest with you. There's 2, 3, you know, there's 4, maybe 5 cryptos that I really, really want to have. And to be fair, like, again, I wasn't worried about the MSI price until, of course, it dumped, because I wasn't planning on selling. I had not even a partial exit strategy, but I was like, you know what? I'll take $1,000 if it goes up to, I think it was 508 or something like that. You know, like, so I had a moment where I was like, you know what? I'll sell a few tokens at some point, and you know, hopefully that'll work out. But you know, I thought at that point that you know, it frustrates me that you guys are pumping the shit out of it today, because, and again, I had like 2 billion tokens, so you know what I mean. And now the market, by the way, market does seem to be pumping. So let's take a moment here and at least recognize that the market seems to be having a quick move here. Not sure exactly what is going on in the crypto market, but in the last hour, Bitcoin has taken off. Did find that bottom over here around 57,000 and did reverse. That's a good sign. I do think that if I can, I mean, again, there's an article. Hold on. Here's the article from where it from where it happened. And crypto scammers are up to no good again. Their latest weapon appears to be malicious links to a web page that looks and feels almost exactly like the video conferencing platform Zoom, which prompts users to install malware when clicked. On July 22nd, NFT token collector and cybersecurity engineer NFT Drew alerted X users to a new, extremely sophisticated crypto scam involving fake links for Zoom. Like many social engineering scams, Drew explained that scammers typically target NFTs or crypto whales, asking if they would be interested in licensing their IP, inviting them to Twitter Spaces, or asking them to join a team for a new project, which is exactly what they did. I think I told you guys that before. They invited me in. And by the way, the subdomain was Zoom. It was this right here. It was zoom.us15web.us. That's what it was. The scammers will insist on using Zoom and hurry the target to join a meeting in progress using a hard-to-notice malicious link. And by the way, they didn't rush me or anything. They actually set a schedule for it. And it's once the link is clicked, the users will be met with a stuck page. And this is what I got right here. Your meeting has launched. Don't see your Zoom meeting. And the page is stuck and it won't launch. So then you click on launch the meeting, and that's when it deploys. Once installed, the page will redirect you back to the official Zoom platform, making the users believe it worked. But by then, the malware has already infiltrated the target's computer and stolen the data and loot. According to technologist Cypher0091, whom Drew also credits for his X thread, when the malware is first executed, it adds itself to the Windows Defender exclusion list to prevent antivirus systems from blocking it. And by the way, that did happen. Then it begins executing and extracting all your information while the software is distracting you with the spinning loading page and going through the process. He added that the scammers will keep changing domain names to prevent them from being flagged. And that's why it was US Web 15. So it was zoom.usweb15.us or something like that. So that's what happened. And really, how can you find that person? That's the question at this point. How do you find that person who doesn't, who basically doesn't exist other than a name? Which, by the way, on my X account, they've deleted themselves. So I didn't save a screenshot, and when I didn't save a screenshot, that was the end of that. And it was so. But I blocked the person too, which was the other part of it, because I'm like, if they have access. Oh, and by the way, let me add more to it. On Sunday morning, I was awoken by a ding on my phone. They were trying to use my credit card, which I then had to shut off, for $400 to buy ads on YouTube, of all things. So, and here's the other part. And Aussie B-Boy, the interesting thing about that would be the amount. As a matter of fact, I think I didn't keep the actual link, I guess. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't save the information because I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to have it on my computer. To be fair, like I was obviously kind of freaked out about it. So, I was not looking to hold on to any data here. But let me see, what was the date? All right, so like the 12th. All right, so you'll see here. And by the way, even worse, DevvE started pumping as well. So, yeah, fuck my life. Like every possible crypto that hadn't been pumping up until that point suddenly just went wild. So I think here we are on the day. I'm gonna link to it in just a second. There it is right here. Okay, I think that's it. No, that's not the right time. It's got to be an hour before. 3:51. That's 4:51. I don't think that's the right time. Hold on, maybe it was 13th. 3:58. No. All right, that's got to be because it was exactly 10,000. So let me go find that again. It was 10,000. There we go. There we go. So they're still holding on to. No, that's not it. It's not me. Here it is right here. It was 10,541. There it is. All right. So, and by the way, I had 10,000 more that were staked, and they stole that too. All right, here we go. Here it is. So it's a wallet ending in E1A0. And they've already stolen, pulled out money and liquidated all this kind of shit. And they still have 10,000 of my DevvE that are still sitting there for more money. So, but then what they did is sold off my MSI right here, 1.7 billion. Then they sold off all my API 3 in multiple sales. And then my trade master, which by the way, my trade master was a couple thousand extra dollars. You know what I mean? Like they just sold off everything. So, yeah, that's what happened. Just absolutely annihilated on that one. And, you know, the part about it that it annoys me the most is, of course, this is my job. This is kind of, you know, like I got compromised because this is how I take my job. And what I did was, and I talked to, by the way, the man, if you will, that helped me when it came to figuring out how to prevent this going forward ever again. Doesn't help in the past, but it helps me in the future. Was DevvE's own Austin Rant, who then stepped in. You know, he and I had a conversation. We talked about it and went over all of the security protocols, exactly what should be happening. So you'll see more security oriented stuff coming from me going forward. We'll be talking about some of those things. Also, it was the second time. It was just two wallets at one time is what that was. It wasn't the third time. It was the second time. The first time was December 14 of last year. And yeah. So, and yeah, you know, the unfortunate part is in this business, in this space, I have to rely on these people a lot of times to, you know, you have to rely on people every once in a while in order, because, you know, like people will always reach out to you and they want to have a conference call and stuff like that. You know, they want to talk to you before partnering. They want to do a lot of different things. So, you know, three projects, I guess I should say three projects actually were right there to help me. Austin in helping me to figure out the best way to navigate through to make sure this never happens again. He actually explained the process. He told me exactly what I needed to do, showed me how to do it so that it will never happen again. Even if I get hacked on my Windows computer, they can't get to my crypto anymore. It's now locked out and they'll never be able to touch it. So that part was good. And then Pablo immediately stepped up with capital to help me out during a very trying time. And Coins Chick sent me replacement coins. So we're going to be talking about those three projects a lot in the future and going forward. Because when I needed, and you know, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I needed it. So when I needed it, they were there. So I'm going to be here for them for a long ass time. You know what I mean? I'm going to be here for a long ass time. So, and also, again, I do want to stress that we got to make some changes to the channel because I need more, you know, need more people. What I need, by the way, is I need 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 minimum watchers every month. You know what I mean? You know, 4 or 5 times what I'm getting right now. So we're going to be talking about some of that shit going forward in the future. And I'm sorry I missed the pump, both on DevvE and on MSI. But at the end of this, I should say, Crypto Mike, he's got it right here. I always use a separate device for communication, keep wallets safer that way. And that is exactly what was explained to me. And I have 2 computers. I have 3 computers, actually. So I have one computer that is now going to be dedicated solely to actual trading of cryptocurrency. And then another one, which is this one that we're on right now, which is basically a laptop that I paid $4,000 for. That is, by the way, it's an Asus ROG Strix 18. It is not worth it. I assure you, it is not worth it at all. Despite that, it's a 13th generation or 14th, whatever the most advanced generation was, i9 core. And it's got 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's got an NVIDIA 4060. It's got the Radeon, of course, whatever comes with the i13 or the i9 13th gen core, whatever that one is, Radeon, whatever. And look, if I play any video game, this thing runs like a top. And I don't play video games very much, so I can't really say too much about it, except that if you play video games, then this thing is a monster. For those of you that don't know, I play Skyrim when I have a spare moment, and I have probably 1,000 mods, and it runs like a top. It runs perfectly. So I just don't play a lot of anything. So but I know that this thing runs really good, and my kids love to buy me video games. So I have on my Steam account, I have like a ridiculous amount of games and shit like that. I've got all the Left 4 Deads. I've got all the Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I got Bullet Rain. I've got VDSC Battle Royale. Let's see, Dark and Darker, Divinity 2, Original Sin, all the Dungeon Sieges, all the Grand Theft Autos 3 through 5. A bunch of Star Wars games, a bunch of The Witcher, Wild Hunt, stuff like that. And then I have what's the other launcher? Epic Launcher, where I've got Xverse, that game Xverse. They stole my Xverse too. Sons of bitches. They took my Xverse tokens, which, by the way, was not a lot, but I think that thing's going to pump pretty soon. And I mean, I have 300 or 400 games over here. I have all the Dying Lights, all the Fallouts, a bunch of RPGs, because I like role-playing games and stuff. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've never even played any of these games. I've never even played them, but my kids get them for me and send them to me all the time. Let's do all. And oh, you know what? I have let's see. Remove that. See, I keep scrolling forever. I have so many games over here on Epic Launcher going all the way down. And again, I don't really play games, so you keep going down here. I want to play Star Wars Squadrons at some point, but I've put it on this computer, runs like a top. Again, every one of these games is just incredible the way that it runs on this computer. So as a computer goes, this thing is really nice. But a lot of the shit on here just kind of messes with me. You guys know I had a problem with the mic for one time. You know what I mean? There's all, you know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of different shit here that it has been messed up. So, and yes, by the way, my Cryptonomy account, my Cryptonomy account is just fine. As a matter of fact, my KCEX, my MargX account, all of these accounts are fine. The only thing that they got were my ERC-20 wallets. And I have two-factor authentication engaged on everything at this point. So it's going to require a thumbprint or some shit like that for me to do anything else. Now, as far as it goes, let's go over a couple things that I've been doing. Let's, again, I'm sorry I'm kind of off topic. I apologize for that. But here's what I got going on. So Jumpex, this is one of my newer sponsors. And by the way, Jumpex gives me $500 in futures funds every week as kind of payment for promotional material. So we're going to start with Jumpex, and Bitcoin right now trading at 60,132, 60,144. What I do think is going to happen is I think tomorrow we're going to get a notification that the market I think the market is going to dump drastically. And I have $500 available here. So we're going to open a short right now, and we're going to open up a short with only 10x leverage because I don't want to get, in a bad situation there. So what we are going to do is we're going to take that risk. We're going to set this up 10x leverage, and we're going to do a buy at the top of this range right here. We're going to call it 61,000, thinking that maybe the market might pump a little bit more. So we're going to open up a short here with a limit order at 61,000. And look, some people might be telling you that the market is about to pump and it's about to send when we get the rate cut. It does not work that way. So I don't think that that's going to be the case. So we're going to open a short at 61,000 if we are lucky enough to get there, and boom. All right, so now we set up an open order for 500 bucks, and it's going to be 61,000. Now at 61,000, here's what I do think. I do think that at the end of this, if we get up to 61,000, that the end result is a crash back down into the 40,000s. Okay, and I did post this on X because and by the way, I want to be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I don't want to be right on it, but I do feel like if the Fed does a rate cut, this is what I think is going to happen to Bitcoin. If it does 25 bips, then Bitcoin is going to dump to around 50K, and then we'll resume a pump. If it goes to 50 bips, it's going to be a dump of around 42,000, and then we'll resume. And if it does 75 bips, which there's rumors of a huge rate cut, then Bitcoin's going to go down to 30,000. Now, if you are wondering if they're adding and injecting liquidity into the market or they're fixing rates, why would this happen? Well, the reason this would happen is because people who are low risk people will exit all risk assets, because if you aggressively cut rates like this, then you're sending a message that there's a problem in the economy. Okay. You are sending a bad message to the low risk investor, and they will empty their holdings, and they will get out of the market. Now, there have been times of rate cuts and the end result of rate cuts. If I come down here just a little bit, because I did some research on it before, and I cut down on a bunch of this different stuff here. But let me see if I can find it here. There we go. The last 3 times the Fed introduced rate cuts, the markets dumped 49%, then 57%, and then finally 33% in 2019. The NASDAQ even more. So when rate cuts are introduced, it tends to wreck the market in the short term. So and you know what that looks like is if you were to come over here and just kind of look at the Dow Jones. And by the way, it's not all about the Dow Jones, but that's the important one for the overall stuff. So we do have to point out that, there it is right here. So this is where 18. It was in July. Here we go. So we introduced rate cuts, and then the market dumped from that point. So let's see. Last Fed rate cut. The last Fed rate cut was, let's go down here. These are the hikes. There's the cuts. There we go. October through August. All right. So then you come over here to October through August. Right there. All right. There we go. This is where it starts. So the rate cuts start right here, and then bam, we start going down. So same thing over here. You see October, again, it fixed itself once we got used to it. Okay. Once we got used to it, it starts to go back up. But you can see right here, there's just a massive dump that happens over here. And it leads to this, by the way, which was COVID. So that's not really a great explanation, if you will, for a lot of people. That's kind of an outlier in this overall. Bitcoin is starting to really rip here. So might be a big day in this market, by the way. So, but anyway, historically, rates go down a lot every single time this happens. So we might see something happen. They did not hack Cryptonomy. No. As far as LUNC goes, let's talk about LUNC real quick. Let's get off of it. So we're up 2.5% on the day. We're gonna go to the 1 hour. It's doing exactly what I told you guys it was going to do. It didn't go as high as I thought. Like I thought this, I thought we might rip all the way up here into this, drop a zero for a moment and then consolidate around 9,000, but we're actually consolidating right here at around 81, 82. So what I think is getting ready to happen is I think we're going to finish this move right here. And we're going to bust up through here, and then we're going to settle right here at this 9 level. That would be my estimation of what the next step is. So that's what I think is going to happen. It's just a guess, by the way. Just a guess. And by the way, we do have to shout out here because it looks like Bitcoin just absolutely ripping right now. 60,300. I think it was 57,000 last night. So what was it? 57? Yeah, 57,500 last night. Now, I don't know that it continues because we're looking at a reversal of trend. Reversal of trend here says that this is it. Now, if this is the top, then what I would expect or suspect is a move back down into 58.6 into this range down here in just a few moments. Like if it surges and continues going, then that changes things and it might come up here to that 61.4. So but it looks like capital just kind of flooding into the market. A good Monday morning for investors, and could be that everybody was just buying this dip as this dip was happening in the effort of that rate cut. Because of that rate cut, the market is starting to price it in. So I don't look, I'm nervous about what the price is. What I would say is if you've already made a profit, then I would be looking at this point, just kind of making sure that you've taken your profit, get your original investment out and leave the rest in order to run. Or as long as you're not leveraged in a position, Captain Mo, then you're fine. What I'm really talking about in this context is a leverage position because you don't want to get wrecked off of it. But really, when you kind of look at this, the rate cut should cause a dump in the market. And by the way, if you guys have not paid attention to it, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's the order of the day. Nothing is fundamentally changed about the market structure. Nothing has really changed about how that works. So buy the rumor, sell the news is the order of the day until it's not anymore. And look, you'll miss that. But if you're holding on to Ethereum at 1758, I would continue to hold on to it because I think ultimately it's going to continue sending. And we haven't had that big move from the Ethereum ETFs yet. As a matter of fact, let's go take a quick look. By the way, that's my background. If we were to go look at the Bitcoin ETF overview, the flows on the Bitcoin ETF were positive on Friday or for Monday. Yeah, Monday. Sorry. Positive inflow of 12 million. The Ethereum ETF was a negative outflow. Again, we can't seem to string together a couple of good days in a row with the Ethereum ETF, but that will change at some point soon. That's the important part to remember is that at some point the shit will change and it will reverse and it will start to rip. So, there's you consider there's always that. So now just a matter of figuring out what's going to happen. And again, I think that up until we could continue to see a surge, but I do think that we had this clearing sort of dump here. We could be looking at another one. Now, people could get excited and we could continue to see a little bit of a price surge up into this range. But if it does, then we should talk about, I guess, liquidation heat map. What does the liquidation heat map look like? And it looks like we've already kind of gotten into our range here for liquidity. We've kind of ripped into here. So you can see there's a little bit of a spot right here at 67,700. So you could see this propel itself up a little bit forward, but 57 down here, that's kind of the ultimate target, I think. We go to a week chart and all the money is sitting down here. So I would suspect that 57,000 is a lot more likely than a continuation of a rip to the upside, but this market might just leave everything behind. As you zoom out a little bit more, you see the same thing developing. So really it looks like 57,000 is the play, in fact. And if we come down here to a 3-month, then where does it look like? That's when it starts to look like, the move is to the upside. But look, it just ripped through this range with very little liquidity in the short-term zone, if you will. And that means that it's got to get up here into the 60,700, 61,000 sort of range. So there's going to have to be a nice big push by the market to continue on into that 61,000 range. So I think the more likely scenario is a downside move to grab more liquidity in order to help propel the market up in the longer term. But maybe, just maybe, that last dump that we just had was enough to satisfy market makers. I'm going to be guessing when I say that. So, but that's how these things are looking right now. So look, ultimately, let me pop up a few things here and let's go through them. I don't have an organized order or anything like that for it, but let's talk DevvE real quick. Again, Austin came in hot to try to help, and in short, the DevvE ecosystem is a next generation blockchain connecting Web 2 and Web 3. And look, if you were asking me today how to delegate your money, I would say 50%, of course, into Bitcoin because you want that hedge against future volatility, and Bitcoin is your best hedge for that. But I would be putting a large amount of my remaining into DevvE. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you that the place where it hurt me the most in losing my bags was MSI and DevvE. Okay. Those hurt enormously because I feel like any moment now, DevvE is going to explode. And after talking to Austin about the security and stuff like that, I was like, do you have any inside details or anything like that? And he couldn't tell me anything. So I have to kind of figure it out for myself based on like whale chat and what people are talking about and all of those kind of things. So I'm incredibly bullish about DevvE, and here's the reason: speed. Number one, DevvE is powered by the world's fastest blockchain. It is the world's fastest blockchain right now at 8 million transactions per second. There is no quicker layer one. Bitcoin does 7 transactions per second. Visa does 65,000. Ethereum does 100,000. DevvE does 8 million potential. And by the way, it can go higher than 8 million. They just tested 8 million. You know how much it cost? $100,000 for them to test that. Also, sharding. Imagine a blockchain where there are no limits to your dApps. DevvE is supported by a revolutionary sharding solution. To put it simply, it's a blockchain on a blockchain. And what that basically means is you can spin up enough shards, enough nodes for sharding to do whatever it is that you want to do. You will control your permissioned area of that blockchain, and you can spin up as many nodes to make it as fast as you want it. Also, it operates with significantly lower energy consumption when compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They have redefined energy efficiency. It consumes 3.5 billion times less energy than Bitcoin and is 1/10,000,000th the cost of Ethereum. In a world of facing mounting environmental and social challenges, it offers a blockchain ecosystem designed to empower ESG applications. Sustainable investing is at the forefront, and it is a real-world asset. This is a real-world asset hub, and RWAs are going to explode. All assets are protected against theft and fraud. Transactions can be reversed on this chain, by the way, because this is a permissioned chain. This is why it's so important to institutional and real-world asset people, because there are no scams on DevvE. So, this is a very, very big thing. And by the way, when we speak of that, very, very big things, MSI has rebranded a little bit on their website here. You can see that they just updated the website. You get a virtual physical card. Remember, they're building a platform. That platform is going to be a little bit different, but there's new artwork, there's new assets, there's new everything. And by the way, Turd Mart, you know what I mean? So, and then you can buy it easily right here. Everything's been reworked. The tokenomics are called Poopnomics. And it tells you, what you need to know about it. And then, of course, all of the phases that you need. And they're building for the future. They're continuing to work on this for the future. So if you haven't already, get in. Also, I had this comment right here, and look, I argue with people on X every once in a while. You guys know I don't like Donald Trump and stuff like that, but there are people that do, and whatever. I'm going to vote for him, but that doesn't mean I have to be nice about it. So anyway, so I guess if you cried and sold MSI in the last 2 days, you're what the French call a fucking stupid idiot. I was joking about it. And then it was down here in this 606, 605 range, something like that. When we talked about it, it was trading at 501379. And then my boy Vidar over here says that looks like a monkey shit all over the chart. So I just went back to it just now and I circled where he said that, which was over here. which actually wasn't over there. God damn it, it was actually over there. Anyway, so this guy, if he would listen to me, if he would have listened to me and not been like, looks like shit to me, then guess what? His ass would have been up at this point 4x. So, you get what you earn, you know? So, and then here's the post right here. Looks like a monkey shit all over the chart. And by the way, guys, let me just say, this is what you're looking for in a chart. If you don't get in on a launch, if you don't get in when something absolutely launches the first time, which is like over here, you got in on the launch and then it exploded and it had this big move. You didn't take profit or something like that. And it comes back down here and does this. This is your entry position. This is your entry position for every one of them. And what I mean when I say that is, let's go back and let's look at something very simple that most of you guys would know. Pepe. We were all kind of around for the Pepe run last year. We zoom out here and we look at what did Pepe do, and we look at let's kind of zoom, and before we get to there, this was the first original pump. This was when everything went crazy and it went to like $1 billion market cap. This is when it went to the first $1 billion market cap. And we were like, oh my God, maybe almost 2 billion at that time. And then what happened? Came down. A lot of strength, but it came down. A lot of strength, but it came down, 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 down. This is what you're looking for. This is your entry position. Now, it admittedly took a little bit longer than you would have liked, but if you were in this entry position right here, if you were in that entry position right here, then what you're talking about is this kind of explosive sort of growth. Look what ended up happening. It ended up going up. If you bought, just say right here, where I said this is the spot, then you would be up, what is this? 16x. You would be up 16x. But you listen to people like Vidar, who tells you, oh, it looks like shit. Yeah, they all look like shit. That's how you know it's time to buy. Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, that MSI is going to do 16x or anything like that. Doesn't mean any of that. It just means that that's what you're looking for. So when somebody tells you the chart looks like shit, you got to go back to the people and you got to say, well, are they supporting the project? Are they working on the project? And will they find another audience for it? And obviously they did in this context. Looks like Bitcoin is exploding right now. Looks like we're going to hit 61,000 any moment now. And we're going to kick off that short and we'll see how that short goes. Fingers crossed. By the way, if you haven't already, let me go over here and show you guys what happened on my copy trades. I put out a video to show you guys copy trading. And I have liquidated everything in the copy trades because I lost a little bit here. I lost a little bit here, but I had a big win on Bitcoin. I had a big win here on Bitcoin. I had a big win over here on Ethereum and another one where I longed Bitcoin. So I got 4 wins, 2 losses right now. So we're doing a pretty decent job overall. Okay. So that, not bad so far. As far as money goes, I'm up $357 off of it so far. I've got some buy orders still set that are waiting to get triggered. So if you're interested in me doing the trading and you want to set up a copy trading account, go to Jumpex, Jumpex. It used to be Fairdesk, by the way. You'll have until the end of October to get your money off Fairdesk and just migrate it over. And all you have to do is a wallet transfer from Fairdesk to Jumpex. It's still the same company, but it doesn't migrate over automatically. So make your transfer over there and then continue trading on Jumpex. And by the way, when you look at the difference between the websites, Jumpex is just way cleaner, way better. The color scheme, everything on Fairdesk just didn't look that, like it wasn't pleasing to people. And they knew that, which is why they've rebranded into something a little bit more, a little bit better. So if you haven't, go check that out. And then also, if you're looking for one, Margex got, again, a nice clean interface right here. You can buy most of the crypto assets that you're looking for. Derivatives trading right here. You've got your perpetual futures. You are able to go in here and set yourself by long and shorts. Their liquidity levels are up to 100x on Bitcoin or Caspa or whatever it is that you're looking for. Bitcoin now at 60,700 at this point. So there you go. If you're interested, I would certainly check out Margex as well. It's one of the partners of the channel right here. Then you have CoinW over here. Now I'm going to, in the next day or two, I'm going to give you a link for CoinW, and you will be able to, I'm going to get you, we're going to have a call channel. So that call channel is going to be set up for CoinW. and you'll be able to use that. And I'm going to start giving you calls and shit like that. Also, 2bit, if you haven't, check out 2bit as well. KCEX is my primary sponsor. And by the way, when I say primary sponsor, they don't pay me, to compensate me for anything like that. But I got a lot of people who are already trading on that platform. So if you want to trade on any one of these platforms, then it certainly helps me out, especially, and it really helps me out, especially during this trying time. So that's it, guys. Tomorrow, we'll work our way through this and try to the path forward is the question right now. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff in the back over the next couple days. We're going to repaint this. It's going to go green screen. We're going to start doing some funny stuff and interesting things here. I think this is too dark. I'm just too dark a person for you guys, or something like that. Anyway, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Time to pay the bills right now. Over the next few months, there's going to be several major announcements for Cryptonomy.finance. Guys, the bull run is about to kick off. That is a big deal. And in conjunction with that, I am continuing to accumulate more and more of my favorite cryptocurrencies. Let me show you what happened. I earned 0.037 Bitcoin off of this in over 6 months. I staked 0.21 Bitcoin right here and got 0.0124 on a 3-month window. Now I'm going to make another deposit because, as you can see here, I'm big on XRP. We're going to do one more big XRP deposit, 10,000 more XRP, 6-month staking process. That's a 32% yield. Also, let me show you, I just made a withdrawal over here, 0.09 Bitcoin off of my last flexible staking option. And finally, and this is the big one, guys, I keep telling you this, it's the launch pool. Get into the launch pool, create a contract. I'm going to make a new contract with 6 Ethereum right now. It's a bronze contract. Profit sharing is 50-50. We're going to do that right now. Done. All right, guys, that's what we're doing. We've got a bunch